Hey there, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Amelia, and I'm the president of the Mind Body Expo. And tonight I have the pleasure and honor of introducing one of our sponsors, Jessica Pfeffer, with Real Connections. Hey, SoFla. Hey, Jessica. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Amelia.
Yeah, I'm so happy that you're here because I truly believe in what you do. And tonight's topic is so fascinating to me, especially with how much people are stressing. This coronavirus is, affecting everyone in such a big way. So many people are feeling so stressed. They want to go back to work, but there's just a lot of fear around social distancing and such. So I love that we're able to present this topic to everybody. So we can learn the tools that are scientifically proven to increase joy. So my first question to you is, what got you inspired to learn this topic?
Yeah, great question. Well, I've always been into yoga and obviously meditation. It's a big part of like not just a personal lifestyle, but also professionally. And now with Corona, we all are taking this opportunity to read, maybe learn new things, experience. So I was like, okay, what's a topic that's related to everything that I'm about? Sustainability, health, wellness, but maybe a little bit different. So I just jumped in on this book that I found in my dad's library, Book of Joy. And that's all about Dalai Lama and Archbishop Desmond Tutu. And then I also signed up for the free course on Yale on the science of happiness. So between those two in the last 2 months, I've just totally dove into this somewhat.
Wow. There's even a course on Yale about that. That's so fascinating. Well, joy, I guess it definitely can be proven. So, what are some techniques that you learned that you can maybe share a couple regarding so that everybody can learn how to integrate these things into their own lives?
Sure. So I'll first start with the book. One thing that really resonated and I took out of it was the fact of what joy and happiness means, obviously to different people, but that those emotions are fleeting, just like any other emotion. But kind of understanding that we sometimes tend to think that the outside things is what makes us happy. A new car, or a lot of us say, when I lose this weight or I make this amount of money. But actually, really, in the end, which kind of comes from the course as well, those are not the things that make us happy, but actually sharing an experience with someone else. So the book kind of talks about that. And of course, both of them, both Desmond and the Dalai Lama, were just really passionate about saying joy can come in all different ways, but connecting with yourself, connecting with nature, and of course, meditation and religion and, source, or however you look at it. But that was the takeaway from the book. And then to
Wow.
jump into the class. Oh, sorry, you have a question?
No, I love what you said. I just wanted to relate to that because I definitely can, and I'm sure that everybody watching could relate to at some point in their lives feeling, oh, once I have this, I'll feel happy. I definitely saw it throughout my childhood and throughout my life. And really, once you would obtain it, you'd be super happy and excited for the first 30 minutes, hour, day. And then after that, the excitement kind of dies down and then you're seeking the next thing. So I love the way that you put that as far as really reflecting in your own happiness, internal happiness, and cultivating that through connecting with your own self. So I feel like this quarantine is a great opportunity to be able to do that.
I totally agree. And what I love about the book and kind of the fact that I'm doing both, I think it's such a perfect integrative way where that's like the Eastern way of thinking, and a little bit more about mindfulness and meditation and I guess a little bit of spirituality. Where on the other side, Yale, that's more like Western principle. And they're very big on research and studies. And this course actually talks about that. And the studies that she's put together, the professor, was just about the fact that, yeah, those moments are fleeting, but the ones that last longer are actually from three things. So the first one is random acts of kindness, which could be anything, right? Just maybe donating to something or offering your friend a back massage, just something that just kind of comes out of nowhere, but it's coming from a loving kindness place, meta. Or second one, which is another great one, is practicing gratitude, which is always something, could be from thanking your food. I know I do that before I eat. I always thank the farmers for bringing me all the plant-based yumminess that I eat. Thank whoever I'm enjoying my meal with. And then, of course, gratitude journaling is always something that I'm a big proponent of. And the third, last but not least, which really I guess brings everything together, and why I'm so passionate about this course and what I learned, because it totally goes with what I'm about, and especially my business. Real Connections is a social connection. So one of the things the professor mentioned that really stuck with me was that you get more joy and it lasts longer just by sharing a cup of coffee, even with a stranger, than you would with the other things, the materialistic things or the things that I mentioned before. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely. And I could definitely see that, especially after everyone being quarantined and just walking on the street and waving at someone. It just brings you so much more joy than you would have ever expected, because we do want to see faces. And now it's a little bit challenging to connect person to person because we are being, advised to follow social distancing. So I really love what you're doing with Real Connections. So what are you, since you love this topic and really want to bring people so much joy and happiness through the different things that you're learning from the book and the Yale course, how do you feel like you're doing that right now through Real Connections?
Well, when Real Connections was launched in November, the whole premise of it was to make sure we were all connecting to each other in like a like-minded source, and as well as like events, kind of like the Mind Body Expo that we're really excited to be at, is just connecting through the arts, music, yoga, movement. And I think what's really important is like understanding the talent and why they do it. So like my art events that I do, it's not just painting and art, although that's a part of it, but it's having a conversation with the artists and feeling inspired and asking where their inspiration came from, and from music and cooking. And I really just believe that if you connect with others, then that's how you feel the most, I guess, the healthiest. Your wellness is up, your social, just your mood. So once it was launched in November, everything, of course, was in person. We did the day retreats, and we were just kind of forming this amazing team. And then when Corona arrived, I guess 2-3 months ago or whatever that it was, because it was here before, that's when I was like, okay, how do I keep doing what the mission is? And then, of course, luckily, we have this beautiful mechanism, the internet, although I'm sure we all resisted, and I still resisted because it's never the same as seeing someone, smelling and touch and all your senses. But I knew that this talent and these people that are so passionate about what they do, that it still had to be shared, especially during a time when people don't know, where to start, where to end, where their schedules are. And now this online subscription gives someone, they could put in their calendar, like tomorrow we have a full cooking course at 12, and I
Wow.
think it's important to have something to look forward to, again, not for that seeking of happiness, because the happiness does need to come from within, but being able to see someone that I care about on the screen and do making food. And food is love. So I feel like all of the talents and all the workshops really kind of bring together the idea of health and wellness and joy.
Yeah, and definitely feeling inspired by that person, because then you can take those tools and bring them to your kitchen or bring them to your home in whatever way, and then practice them and then see how your skills within that just unfold. I remember, I was never a big fan of doing things online. I hated doing things online. I just wanted to be with the person one on one. But actually, now that I've tried it, and I'm kind of being forced to be in a space of being by myself, I'm able to cultivate that self-love and that happiness that's coming from within myself, and learning these tools online through different courses. And your courses are so amazing, which I'd love to hear more about in just a second. And then, of course, practicing them, it's a really great way to just be inspired. So I know you love creating community. How can one that is joining or thinking about Real Connections find community through what you do?
Sure. So, I mean, within the Real Connections, the 24 team, it's like we have our own little community, but each one of us, especially, and that's kind of the beauty of the whole online, is that we now have subscribers, members that are all over the country. So, where before the community was just kind of, I guess, where you live, now with this different, now that we've pivoted to an online platform, it actually expands. So, when I first started Real Connections, it's the whole mother company of it is Real Connections. It became Real Connections SoFla because I wanted it to be duplicated wherever the wind will take me or wherever I find the need of it. I just wanted to start first in my home base because I have such a great group of support here. But finding community really is finding an interest, finding a passion, and obviously the ones that I think are the ones that I personally use have to do with sustainability, plant-based living. So that's why there's the food component, the nourishment, as well as cooking, art, music, and then of course yoga and mindfulness, because as a yoga teacher and a practitioner, that's always going to be something that I share because it's so important to me.
Yes, health is definitely a body, mind, and spirit connection. So I love that you bring that to everybody. So please tell me what's going on this month with Real Connections. What classes do you have? I know I do have an image here with some awesome um, descriptions. So I'll just pull that up, and then you can share with us sort of what you got going on for May.
Sure. So since May already started, we've had a couple already that passed. The great thing is it's all Zoom recorded. So even if you join the subscription, you still get the recorded videos. But coming up after the ones that have passed are going to be starting tomorrow. We've got cooking class. Then we have two really great new speakers because this is our second month. And they're going to be talking about being a parent during this time. So I'm really looking forward to hitting that population. Of course, like yoga, like I said, we've already had Judy Weaver, and we still have left Danny Pogajowski and my lovely, amazing sister, Jacqueline Burbage. So she'll be coming up at the end of the month. And then we've added some mindfulness and some music. We again have Dr. Shivani Gupta. She's going to be talking about Ayurvedic and boosting your immune system. We have Zoe back again to do another live interactive art class. And I think, and then something that's a little bit different is that I'm making sure that we have two workout classes. So we already had a fitness one with Kristen, and then the last one is going to be with Lonnie Markman, which will have Pilates, but it's also about finding your core. So it's also an educational piece. So Real Connections is really about using all of that, some sort of education, some sort of yoga or movement, and then nourishing your body, whether it's from food or just connections.
That's great. Yes, definitely. Self-care is so important, and a lot of times we don't really know how to do it ourselves because there's so many tools out there. So I love really what you're bringing to everybody, because with the subscription that's very affordable, people can simply watch the video, try it out, and then if they love it, they can implement it for themselves. And if they don't really resonate with it, they can try something else and really build their self-care practices. Thank you so much for putting this all together. I really appreciate your efforts to support everybody, finding more joy, finding more happiness, and finding more peace, especially during these troubling times. So I really commend you for that, and we're so honored to have you as a sponsor of the Mind Body Expo.
Yeah, I can't wait till October where you guys can get a taste of Real Connections. I'll have 5 of the talent there doing live demos, and I look forward to connecting to you guys online in the meantime, but then in October, seeing you all in person. Thank you so much.
Yes. Thank you. For everybody watching, please make sure to follow them on social media. And if you want to check out their subscription, you could go to realconnectionsofla.com and find out more information there. Until then, you could put Mind Body Expo on your calendar for October 11th so we can see you in person at Old School Square. Thank you so much for watching.
Thanks, guys. Stay safe.